We have breaking news.
Yes.
Jets news.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers remains a pig, folks.
What?
Aaron Rodgers is going to remain on the 53-man roster. This was before the show.
Yes, I'm
You know
aware.
he's not going to play.
He's doing that so he can practice. Not a big deal.
It is a big
Fine.
deal. Here's why it's a big deal. Breaking news has come in. In order for him to now be activated and be on the 53-man roster, the Jets have waived fullback Nick Bowden.
Who scored a touchdown this year?
Yeah, here's the problem.
Nick Bowden scored a touchdown, unlike Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
This is why Rodgers is a pig. This self-fulfilling, selfish, manipulating, dare I say, monster now.
Oink.
Is now going to take potentially
That
a
was bad,
roster
Kiki.
check away from Nick Bowden for the final 3 weeks, who did nothing wrong but be a good Jet all year. And even if Bowden goes to the practice squad and then gets elevated, guess what? Some guy now before the holidays is going to get waived off the practice squad and lose his practice squad checks. And why? Because your quarterback that's done nothing for you is a selfish pig and has no reason to be activated on this roster for 3 weeks. Go ahead, defend him.
No, I'm...
Go ahead. He's got no reason to be on the roster.
Oink,
now
oink,
somebody's
oink.
losing a job because he's a pig.
Why are you turning red over this?
Because nothing angers me more than jobs being taken from people who don't deserve to have them taken. I don't like self-checkout like that guy was using before. What Rodgers is doing is that.
Now, Shaun, you know football.
Yeah.
Do you know why Aaron Rodgers needed to be activated?
Because he's got to practice with the team.
Okay, so at least explain that to the audience.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers is being activated not to play football over the next 3 days or 3 weeks, but so he can practice with the team. Correct?
Yeah.
Then what the hell are you complaining about?
Bro.
The guy wants to practice with the team he's going to quarterback next year.
Right.
He's
wants
recovering
to be
from an
there.
injury. Stop turning this into we should feel bad for Nick Bowden.
Oh, my
If
God.
he was better than this, he wouldn't have been the one cut.
Oh, my God. There are 3 weeks left in a year. That is a lost year that Aaron Rodgers just told Pat McAfee he's not at 100%. He's not going to be. 3 weeks. He could go stand on the sideline in a jumpsuit, be with trainers. He just can't practice. He's out there doing Mickey Mouse interceptions playing linebacker on scout team. He needs to do that for 3 weeks at the expense of some poor guy who's trying to hang on at the end to live his dream. And I'm not even counting Bowden because I'm assuming, again, they'll put him on the practice squad and they'll cut somebody else. That is being a pig, Evan.
No, it's not.
Evan, what?
He's practicing. He's recovering from a catastrophic injury. And you're acting like whatever he's doing there is irrelevant. Why are you so angry?
I don't understand what's wrong with you.
Nothing's wrong with me.
Evan, do you think 3 weeks of him practicing and throwing a couple passes to Alan Lazard is going to have any effect on August or September if he's not playing in the games? He told you he's not going to be ready to play in the games. He doesn't need to be activated and take a job from someone.
at the way
He's
he's
a
acting.
manipulating pig.
Oink.
This should be the time you finally see it. You finally see how this guy's messing with you.
No.
Bro! Oh, my God!
Not at all, dude.
Oh, my God. What if Francesa came back for a 15th time tomorrow? What if he came back and the management went and said, Evan, look, I'm sorry. We have a clause. Your contract's ripped up. We'll send you to the overnights. And then as a result, Big Mac lost his job. Would you call Francesa a pig?
It's not.
That's what Rodgers is doing.
Why are you so worked up about
Because
this?
it's so aggravating that even now he's defending this guy. He's taking somebody's job for 3 weeks just so he can feel part of the team. Bro, come on.
First of all, those overnight hours aren't bad, I got to tell you.
Poor Big Mac will be on the street.
Big Mac will be fine. We can keep him around. We'll find something for him to do.
Yeah, they'll dump my ass.
Yeah, look, you'll be the
Right,
one guy.
that's the point. A trickle down. Somebody's ass gets dumped.
All right, you know what I find really interesting? Some may say disgraceful. Shaun Morash right now is not red. He's not screaming. He's not yelling. And he's talking about his team playing a division rival on Christmas Day. Yet when he talks about Nick Bowden and the fact that he doesn't have a job on Christmas,
Right.
this man turned beat red.
No.
He was screaming and yelling. Meanwhile, Nick Bowden's made $4 million in his career.
You know what?
We're going to throw a pity party for Nick Bowden because Aaron Rodgers was activated to the 53-man roster?
If you listen to me, I said Bowden will probably go to the practice squad. He'll be that next guy poorly hanging on. You know what you're going to learn about me, Evan, as we're not even a year into working together, all right? I don't forget where I came from. I'm a blue-collar guy.
Oh, stop.
I slung sandwiches at 10 years at a Subway restaurant. My father sliced deli meats in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn forever. My mother, a medical biller. I represent the little guy. I am a hard hat, hard-ass worker, blue-collar guy. And when I see the little guy get a job taken from him because another guy had to be a pig unnecessarily, I'm going to call him out.
You know,
Don't we get
you know
pedicures?
what blue-collar people really don't like? When someone uses them as an excuse because they want to bash someone they have a vendetta against.
I don't
That's
have a
what
vendetta against Aaron
blue-collar
Rodgers.
people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear you pretend and use them as a shield so you can attack a guy that you don't like. Because one night at a bar 5 years ago, he didn't like your joke. He didn't like the fact that you showed him this picture of yourself, and he said, "Get the hell away
He
from
was a
me."
jerk.
That's what this is all about.
He was a
you
jerk.
don't like Aaron Rodgers. You don't like Jet fans, and so you're looking
like
for
Jet
any
fans. I like
excuse
you.
to bash him, including using your dad, who's a good man, and your mom, who's a good woman, using them as a shield, as an excuse, so you could bash Aaron Rodgers.
You hate the Jets.
Shame on you.
No, it's
Oh, shame on you.
He's not
he actually
playing.
does hate the Jets.
No, I don't hate the Jets.
You call Aaron Rodgers a pig? You're a pig.
I got no problem admitting I'm a pig. I'm a pig often. I mean, I didn't get this big not being a pig. Bro, he's not playing for 3 weeks. Don't tell me you guys selling that. Well, it's important for. It's not important that he practices the next 3
Yes,
weeks
it
for next
is.
year. Why?
You want to hear from people that all agree with me and Tiki?
Good. Let him. Because
Let's hear
Aaron
him.
Rodgers basically is blind to them all. Your old trick of the Colt
All
Kool-Aid.
right, David and Elmont. David, tell Shaun he's an idiot.
How you doing? How you doing, Evan? How
Good.
you doing, Tiki?
What's up?
It's very easy to disagree with Shaun Morash, but he's kind of right on
What?
this point. Because, I normally don't agree with Shaun, but this he's right on because, there's no need for him to practice when the season's lost. You can practice in the off season for next year. You're not going to affect the season at all. Now, I don't think you should take someone else's job just to practice or something.
What do we do?
That's
Now
it.
we're concerned about the guy on the practice squad job.
Now we're soft. I wonder who it's going to be. It's probably going to be Jacques Patrick.
Now you're down that rabbit hole.
Yes, he's a running back.
Oh, that should bother you.
Good. I mean, no,
Running back.
I don't know who he is. So
It's not about Jacques Patrick or anyone else. It's about the idea that we are now at the point in the discourse around here that those that are blinded by Aaron Rodgers, which a lot of you accuse me of being, okay, you think everything he says I love. I find that to not be true, but okay. But then in this discourse, we have others who will look for anything Aaron Rodgers does, and they will destroy him. And that's where you're at, and that's where David Elman is at. You guys are just looking for things to bitch about when it comes to this man. That's where we're at. That's where the discourse on Aaron Rodgers is at. You're irrational. You're like modern day politics. It doesn't even matter anymore. It's like my side win. I scream at other side. That's you. How do you feel?
I'm going to read you a tweet from another former NFL player, Ross Tucker, Westwood One. We need to cut a guy for a guy who said yesterday on TV that he isn't playing this season so he can hang out on the practice field. Thumbs down.
Oh, stop.
The NFL players are rallying. This is a pig move by Aaron Rodgers, and I'm leading the movement.
You know who had a better NFL career than Ross Tucker?
Tiki Barber.
Tiki Barber. Tiki,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I don't really care.
He's
When
reading
does our
about
vacation
Christmas
start?
movies, dude.
But you agree with me, right, Tiki?
Of course.
All right, just making sure.
It's practice squad guy.
Yeah, come on. It's just a practice squad guy. That kind of sounds cruel,
you're
bro.
taking it too seriously.
Have you met these two dopes?
I know, right? I'm like,
I'm
chill out.
not taking it
Football, I'll
serious.
tell you this: the NFL is a cruel. It is cool, but it's a very cruel, unloyal. What have you done for me lately? Business. They will cut you in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You are an at-will employee. You have no rights unless you have a big signing bonus. So, do I care? Of course I care. But does it affect me? No. I'm not getting emotional about it because these are the business decisions that go into
But
this
Tiki,
game. And
everything-
it happens every single day. But we get notes calling games. XYZ player on a Saturday just got released from the practice squad. This guy got signed. He gets brought up, activated for game day. It happens every single week.
That's why everything you just said is why you agree with me.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day,
Because I'm numb to it.
I'm numb to it. I'm just defending the idea that now we're at the point of the Aaron Rodgers discourse where those out there like Shaun and others just want to bash anything he does. That's where we're at. And so I'm not mad about this situation. I'm defending what I think is just a ridiculous point. Or I'm defending against what is a ridiculous point. Because that's where we're at. You have Aaron Rodgers derangement syndrome. And you're not the only one, by the way. You're not the only one.
No, you have Aaron Rodgers derangement syndrome.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I like Aaron Rodgers. He's my quarterback. He gives me the best hope.
You don't even want to draft a quarterback. You have so much derangement syndrome.
It's not derangement syndrome. It's the idea that I'm going to trust that this guy's going to try to play for the next 3 years, and I'm going to ride it out.
You know what? You're right. You have Aaron Rodgers manipulative syndrome.
And just to be clear, Evan, you're cool with the dude losing his job right before Christmas. And you think Tiki's the Grinch.
Tiki's the one who just gave you
Hey,
a
don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out because we have to have King Aaron Rodgers who owns
First of all, if you're going to address your opinion, address it at Tiki. Just told you football's a cruel business. Go talk to him
What
about
I think this comes down to
What a
be honest
deflection
with you,
seminar that was.
because he's the one who just spoke about it.
This is likely to get Aaron Rodgers an accrued season. So to get an accrued season, you have to be active for 3 games. You can't put Aaron Rodgers on the practice squad because to put a guy on the practice squad, you have to waive them.
Mm-hmm.
They have to get cut and then go through waivers. And if nobody picks them up, you can then re-sign them to the practice squad. That's how the transaction happens. That's why Mike White, when we talked about him all of last year, it's like, dude, this guy's been cut like 9 times. It was because he was up and down to the practice squad. Right. And so you can't put Aaron Rodgers on the practice squad. So you're either going to leave him inactive and on to IR because he had to be activated by tomorrow, right? Or you put him on the active roster so he gets an accrued season. That's just my guess. I'm not exactly sure how those rules work, but I think that's what this is about.
Right. So does that answer your point?
It does.
Attack me. Attack
No, but what
Tiki.
if Aaron Rodgers shows like a doctor's note, like when high school? Could he get like exempt? Is there like a loophole is what I'm getting at here, where a poor guy doesn't have to lose his job?
Guys,
The guy lost his job 3 days before Christmas.
Give it up. You don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
I get it. Blah, blah, blah. Anthony's in Matawan. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy holidays.
What's
to you.
up?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. So, look, I got to tell you, man, I think Shaun's right on this, and it's not so much about the guy. Listen, it's not so much about the guy in the practice squad getting cut, even though I do feel for it. But man, I got to tell you, Ev, you're wrong on this one. You're right on something else, which I'll get to, but you're wrong on this one because Aaron Rodgers is a absolute egomaniac. He controls his narrative. I believe that. He controls his narrative because he wants to be the good teammate. He wants to be the guy on the practicing with the team for next year. Even though I have a feeling it doesn't matter what he does on the field, on the practice field, intercepting balls as a scout team linebacker, which is ridiculous to me. But like he wants to be that guy, but he does it at his own peril. And the Jets have just hitched the trailer to him. He's brought on guys on your roster that have no business being there. He's got coaches there that probably have no business being there. And it's what King Aaron wants, King Aaron gets. There's something about it. You're right. Maybe I'm one of those Aaron Rodgers haters, but it bothers me.
Yeah,
it really
well,
does. I'm with Shaun on this one.
I think appreciate your call, Anthony. I think what the Jets are trying to figure out is what do they have in a leader in Aaron Rodgers?